Greetings, Kathy Green with Christian News and Interviews. And so I'm going to talk to you today about, from time to time, there's someone who pops up in history and we realize, okay, this is a historical figure, but I've never heard of this person. This person who was hidden. So this is a person who was hidden in history, but I would like to bring her forth and introduce her to everyone else. So listen to this. Before Rosa Parks, Claudette Colvin refused to give up her seat on a bus. She's still on probation. So everyone knows Rosa Parks. She's the one who refused to give up her seat to a white man on a bus in Alabama, and the bus boycott came into play. Martin Luther King and all, the big civil rights movement. But what some people don't realize is that Rosa Parks was not the first woman, Black woman, to refuse to give up her seat. So today we're going to talk about Claudette Colvin. And this is a picture of her when she was young. She's in her 80s now, but this is a picture of her when she was young. And I'm not going to read the whole article, just part of it. And then I'm going to share with you what she said she believes is the reason her face was not used as the face of the civil rights movement in terms of that bus boycott. Okay, so Claudette Colvin was 15 years old when she was arrested in Montgomery, Alabama, and placed on indefinite probation after refusing to vacate her seat on the bus so that a young white woman could sit down. This was March of 1955, 9 months before Rosa Parks was arrested for violating Alabama's racial segregation laws after refusing to give up her seat to a white man, an act that sparked the year-long Montgomery bus boycott. Parks, who died in 2005, went on to become an icon, widely celebrated as the mother of the civil rights movement. But what about Colvin? Though she was one of 4 female plaintiffs in Browder versus Gale, the Supreme case that overturned Montgomery's bus segregation laws, her role in challenging the Jim Crow system has largely been overshadowed. What's worse, Colvin, who's now 82, was never taken off probation. That needs to change, and perhaps now it will. Today, Colvin goes back to Montgomery to petition for a record to be cleared. She's also in a carefully detailed 30-point affidavit addressing something else, the fact that her story was largely expunged because civil rights leaders didn't see her as an appropriate symbol for the movement. Colvin got pregnant not long after her arrest, and she was defiant. She was also charged with a felony for assaulting a police officer. Listen to this woman. She was not fearful. She assaulted a police officer who said that she had kicked and scratched him. Okay, so the person who wrote this op-ed went on to say, I interviewed Colvin in March of 2020. And off stage, she told me she believed there was another reason her story was shunted aside. Quote, Rosa Parks had the right background and the right skin color. She said, Colvin, whose skin is a beautiful shade of chocolate, said the bias still stings. But she let go of anger a long time ago. We were all seeking one thing, she said, justice. Now, the article is almost over. I will post it. You can read it for yourself. I'm not going to read any more of the article, but this is her family. This is her mother, her father, her three of her sisters, and this is Claudette here. And I'll post a link to the article so you can read it for yourself. But she said something in here that I found very interesting. It may or may not be the truth, but she felt like one of the reasons Rosa Parks was chosen over her to be the face of the civil rights movement, even though they both did the same thing, she believes it's because Rosa Parks was fair-skinned and she had beautiful chocolate brown skin. Most of you have seen Rosa Parks, but I'll just quickly show you a picture. This is Rosa Parks, absolutely beautiful woman. And if you've ever seen her, like other like color pictures of her, she was fair skinned, but clearly you could tell she was Black. But just a stunning, just a beautiful, soft-spoken woman. I think that's the only picture, and this is a picture of her when she was, elderly. That's her when she was young. Yeah, but I think my favorite picture of her, she's somewhere in here too, but I think my favorite picture of her is this one. I just love this picture right here. So anyway, I'm going to soon do an interview because my channel is called Christian News and Interviews. So just to give you all a heads up, pretty soon, within the next couple of weeks, hopefully, I plan to interview one of my regular visitors to this channel. I call her Bobby Bobcat. Bobby is biracial. She has a parent who's Black and a parent who's white. And we're going to get into a discussion on the skin color thing. I'm going to ask Bobby what she thinks of whether or not she's treated differently. Does she feel like she has any particular privileges for the fact that she's light skinned? I'm going to really get into this light skin, dark skin, colorism. What are you? Are you mixed race? Are you biracial, et cetera, et cetera? Exotical, what are you? We're going to get into that discussion and talk a little bit also about this case here. And I will let you all know when that interview comes up. That will be my first interview because, as you know, my site is called Christian News and Interviews. So I do want to start interviewing some people also. For today, I'm going to stop and I'll keep you all posted.